Have you ever been in a place where you know your time is up? A time of expiration, whether it's a place, whether it's a person, whether it's a thing. And yet, you still there. You know that it's not benefiting you no more. You know that you're not being added to anymore. And yet, you're still there. Even when it comes down to relationship, the other party isn't putting any more effort into the relationship. And yet, you're still there. You prayed. You know that you heard God tell you that it was time to move on. You even searched your social media page and seen some memes that gave you confirmation that it was over. And yet, you still stayed. And the more you stayed, the more it became an overkill. The more you stayed, the more you died in that situation. And although you felt that you heard God talking to you, and yet your emotions caused you to stay there. And you saw what it was doing to you. But you still refuse to hold on to the promises that God made for you. It kind of reminded me of a story in the Bible where you have Abraham and Sarah. And God gave them a promise saying that in their old age, they would have a child. They would give birth to a child. And because of the lack of faith, they moved hastily. And they decided to do it on their own. So what Sarah did was ask her husband Abraham to go into her handmaiden. And her handmaiden gave birth to a child outside of the promise. Later on, she had what we call today baby mama drama. Because now the handmaiden is turning her nose up at the wife. What I'm saying is sometimes we can lose faith in what God is telling us and give birth to something that ain't even sanctioned by God. We can be in something longer than what we should have been in and end up giving birth to something that ain't even sanctioned by God. You came into a relationship and you didn't have kids. And the man or the woman was abusive. And because your emotional attachment, you stayed in it. And you knew that you're supposed to have left that relationship. And then you end up giving birth to a child. And then later, after leaving the relationship, you meet the man or the woman that you should have been with, that God has promised for your life. And now you're with them, or with him, with her, having a happy family. But because you moved without faith in the first situation, then you got baby daddy or baby mama drama. We gotta stop giving birth to things that God haven't sanctioned. We got to live on faith in the promises of God. You know he's saying it to you. Every time you go through something, you scroll down your social media page and you see memes that's confirming what's already in you. And yet, you decide to ignore it and emotionally cause you to stay in something, but now it's becoming overkill. I want to encourage you to hold on, keep the faith, because what God said, God will do.